Hey YouTube, welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to draw Dragon Ball Z eyes, Super Saiyan eyes specifically. And before I get into this tutorial, I just wanted to say I'd rather do small, specific tutorials on how to draw my Dragon Ball Z characters instead of like a really large, complex one like how to draw Goku. So I decided to break it down into small videos like the eyes, the hairs, and body and the poses. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So when we make this drawing, I usually do a little cross on the first layer just to give myself like a nice guidance line to look at and use for proportions. And when I start the eyes, I usually draw the part in between the eyebrows. That's kind of two little U's. You can think of them as just two U's. And from then on, I just start to shape one eyebrow. I usually make the bottom part of the eyebrow have a little bit of curve, and then the top part of the eyebrow have more of a curve. You can make your eyebrows completely straight. It just depends on what type of character you're going for. And then as you see here, I use the ruler in Sketchbook. You can use a ruler if you're drawing by hand to kind of measure the top and bottom of the eyebrow so they're in proportion with each other. And I'm just going here making some adjustments to try to make the eyebrows look the same, because sometimes it could be kind of challenging to make the eyebrows proportionate with each other. And you could definitely use a ruler to help yourself do that. And then from here, I'm starting to draw the line above the eyebrows. That's kind of part of the brow and part of like the skull anatomy, just kind of coming out a little bit. And just usually one or two lines is good, and then one line down the middle. And that is basically that part. And now when getting into the eye, you could make your eye look more aggressive or less aggressive based on how you draw the eye. So right now that was a less aggressive eye, and now by bending the bottom like I'm doing right now and making the eye closer to the eyebrow, you're going to give yourself a more aggressive look with the Saiyan character. And this is kind of a moderately aggressive look, not too big, but it's got some aggression to it. And this is probably the best eye distance for Super Saiyan. And then after you decided which eye you want, I go ahead and make the lines under the eyes, which is a quick couple, 3 lines right under it, and then go ahead and shape out the iris, which is just a half circle. And then from here, if you want to make a Majin character, you just add another border under the eye, and you would just color it in black. And if you want to go Super Saiyan 4, you could just add a pupil like I did just there. And then to go Super Saiyan 3, we're going to add those pupils there, and we're going to remove the eyebrows on the top, but keep the bottom part and round out the sides like I'm doing right now. And that would give us a Super Saiyan 3 look. So we're going to go back to Super Saiyan 1 and 2, and we're going to start coloring it and inking it. So I usually make a new layer, bring the opacity down of that layer, use that default pen in Sketchbook, and then turn predictive stroke on, and then just go over the lines. Now this is sped up by 4 times, so keep in mind I'm going a little bit slower, and you want to really take your time with this part because it's the most important part of a drawing, because these are the actual lines that you're going to be showing and coloring in. Alright, so now that we've got our sketch inked, I usually duplicate the layer and then go to the one beneath it and use that to color on, just so I still have that inked only layer just in case I need it for something. And then I usually go and use the magic wand tool and just for time purpose, I just click inside and color it, or if you don't have the magic wand tool, you don't need to do that. You could just go in and color it and just be a little bit extra careful. And then once we lay down our base layer, you want to take a darker color. I end up going a little bit more gold, and then just do an undershadow at the bottom of the eyebrow just to give it a little bit more depth in the eyebrows and add some shading. And then we're going to go ahead and select the irises here and use that SAIYAN green iris color and go ahead and shade it in, and then select a really light green and give it this little shape for a light source. And if you're doing it on the left side, you want both of them on the left side. If you're doing it on the right side, you can have both of them on the right side. And then get a darker shadow and then just do a slight line under the eyebrows to give another depth look. And then select the eyes and get a gray, a very light gray, and just give it a nice undershadow under the eyebrows. And that's about it. So I'm not going to go into coloring the skin color, but that is the tutorial I have for drawing Super Saiyan eyes. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought about this tutorial and any adjustments I need to make for next tutorials. And I will see you during next drawing. Thanks.